Okay. Okay, I am discussing with sir because this subject is together with CSE. So if we say fine, not fine, we have to conduct it before 3. So maybe most probably next Friday. Monday is your maths exam. So next Friday. Before that you are not free, na? Only either Monday or Friday, correct? Togetherly. Okay. So we'll have a now class. Let me share my screen. We were doing the concept of spanning that time. Yeah. So till now we have done with the concept of linear combination. So what I said is you have a vector space V. Okay. In that vector space, you have a set S. S is a set of vectors in a vector space. So all these vectors are taken from V only. All these vectors are taken from V. You have to remember these conditions as it is because in this scenario only these definitions will work. So V1, V2, V3 are the set of vectors in a vector space V, and then the subspace W of V, a new subspace you are defining, the subspace W. It's a new subspace. Till now it is not defined. New subspace of W, a new subspace W of V containing all the linear combinations of the vectors which are already there in capital V. Okay, if W is one of the subspace which you are defining, which contains all the linear combination of these vectors, it will be called as the space spanned by V1, V2, V3. So when we say spanning set for W, it will be the S is the spanning set for W. Why? Because S is containing all those vectors which are present as a linear combination in W. Okay, so already some of the axioms are proved. If you have a V vector space, then the addition and the addition and the scalar multiplication will be closed. So it means if you are taking S is a set of vectors which are there in V, correct? So if you are taking a linear combination, W is already a subspace. It means that it will have all the linear combinations, and addition and the linear scalar multiplication will be closed for W also. So whatever the set newly set you have formed, which is having only the linear combinations, of the vectors which are there in V, correct? We can frame one small set which will be called as, which contains only those vectors, for which you have a linear combination in W. Then it will be called as a spanning set. Okay. So let us see the geometrical interpretation of these things. The geometrical interpretation is if V1 and V2, these are the collinear vectors. These are the non-collinear vectors. So non-collinear vectors, everybody knows they will not lie on the same line. So if they are the two non-collinear vectors, you can see here it's given. This is the V2 and this is V1. Okay, when you are doing the scalar multiplication, same vector will get extended by some length. V1 and then 2V1, it will be the extension of the same vector length. Okay, so scalar says that length will be increased. That is the reason it is on to that only, but the little bit more length will be there. Correct. So if you have a V1 and V2, these are the collinear vectors in non-collinear vectors in R3 plane. Okay, with their initial points you have kept at the origin here. Then the span of V1, V2 will be, I said, linear combination. So linear combination is nothing but if you draw it in terms of vectors, when we are writing the linear combination of two vectors in terms of vector concept, it will be just the addition of two vectors. So K1 V1 plus K2 V2, when you are writing, it will be nothing but how to add the vectors using the law, parallelogram law. right? Addition law for the parallelogram, right? So when you have to make an assumption that the two vectors are two sides of the parallelogram, and making an extension of the same sides in the other two directions, right? And then adding it up. So you are adding the two vectors will give you the diagonal of the parallelogram. So spanning will be spanning of v1 v2 is nothing but the linear combinations k1 v1 plus k2 v2. So we can say that the set will be spanned, or whatever the W you have, W is a new set which contains all the linear combinations. Okay, k1 v1 plus k2 v2, a new vector. Okay, and it will be spanned by v1 and v2. So that is one thing. Similarly, if you take only a single vector, if v is any non-zero vector in R3, R2 or R3, since it is a single vector, you can take two-dimensional or three-dimensional also. Then the span v will be nothing but onto the same line you are going to scale the vector. So span v will be nothing but it will be the spanning set for the set W, which contains only the scalar multiples. So these types of questions can be asked objectively, like you are given with some set and you have to define a spanning set for it. So if I say that W is a set defined with k1 v1 plus k2 v2, you write the spanning set. You see the linear combination and pick the vectors there, right? So that is how we do, and this is the geometrical interpretation for the spanning. I hope this is understood. Next is the spanning set for Pn. Spanning set for Pn, we have to write the all the polynomials. If you are saying Pn means what, it should contain the highest degree n, right? So x raised to the power n will come here. The polynomial 1 x square so on xn spans the vector space Pn. Okay, so it may be there down the example below. So we'll see that when we see the example, but we can understand that this will be the set of vectors which is going to span the polynomial Pn, and it is understood. You know why? Because Pn is the, I said no, it will have a set of polynomials which has a maximum degree n. So let us construct the Pn set. Now in that Pn set, my vectors will be nothing but, it is like this: a naught into 1, a naught into 1 plus a1 into x, a1 into x plus a2 into x square plus so on, x square plus so on a n xn. So on means dot 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 you have to put, and plus a n xn. These are the elements which we have in the Pn set. So very blindly we can say that yes, x raised to power 0, which is 1, x square, so on x raised to power n will be nothing but the spanning set for the polynomials, right? The same way you can define the subspace for the polynomial. Same thing is defined here. The subspace for the polynomial of a degree less than or equal to n. N is a non-negative integer for defining a polynomial. W consists of all the functions which you have in this form, correct? The same expression I took up, you can see that. So W is a subspace of a vector space of all the real valued functions in example 4 of preceding section. So it is a subspace. Why it is a subspace? Because the addition is closed as well as the scalar multiplication is closed. So that is the reason. Now main criteria is here. Now we are not going to check the subspaces. We are checking the spanning set for Pn. So I said that the spanning set for the Pn is the polynomials 1 comma 1 x square raised to x raised power n. These will span Pn. And what is the reason? Because linear combinations of all these elements are present in Pn. So that is the reason we are saying that this will span V. So linear combination is one concept which is actually used to define a spanning set. So spanning set will have all those elements which will be there as a linear combination in the set. If I say S is a spanning set for W, then S should contain all the elements in it which are present as a linear combination in W. Okay, so now let us see this question. It's a little mathematical, and the conceptual thing what we have taken and the geometrical interpretation what we read in the previous slides is here. It's there in the numerical form. So the first question is determine whether V1, V2 and V3. These are the three elements which are there, which we have to check whether it will span R3 or not. Only we are going to check whether it will span R3 or not. So I said that basic concept is for spanning is that if you have a set of vectors V1, V2, V3, then you should have, I am telling R3, it should span R3. It means any element in R3 should be the linear combination of these. Or can anyone tell me what they have understood with this? If I want to check whether it is spanning R3 or not, whether V1, V2, V3 will span R3 or not, what should I write actually here? R3 should have an element, which is nothing but the linear combination of K1 V1 plus K2 V2 plus K3 V3. This is what I said. Am I right or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. If I am right, first thing I wrote based on the definition of this one, a spanning definition, right? K3 V3. You can complete this. Second thing what I write now, if K3 V3, it means if these three terms you are going to add, ultimately you should get the vector which will have three components, A, B, C, correct or not? Where A, B, C should be real, because R3 should have these types of elements. Whatever you are going to add, you should have three components in the elements. Am I right? R3 should have, this is the element in R3, correct or not? A, B, C is an element in R3 or not?
Yes.
What is the element in R3? You have three dimension, right? I will ask you to write one element in R3. How to write? What will be the element in R3? I have three-dimensional space. Okay. Now this is R3. What will be the element in R3? ABC?
Yes.
Correct or not?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So in LE, it means that any element in R3, whatever you have, ABC can be written as a linear combination of these vectors.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what we have to check now, we are assuming that let B1, B2, B3 be the element in R3. And this can be written as a linear combination of the given vectors. That is what you are writing here. Now, I will substitute all the unknowns. V1, V2, V3 I substituted. V1, V2, V3 I substituted. And then I am trying to equate. B1 is equal to K1 plus K2 plus 2K3. K1 plus K3 is equal to B2. 2K1 plus K2 plus K3 is equal to B3. Equating this slot element, we will go as usual. And we determine whether we can write. So what we have to do here is it is assumed to be non-homogeneous system. Okay, so we have to check what is the rank of A for the coefficient matrix. First you write the augmented matrix here. A augmented with B. What will be the matrix here? Write down quickly. the first row will be 1, 1, 2 with B1. I am writing this side. The augmented matrix can be written as 1, 1, 2. It's given there in the next slide, but I am writing it. B1. Second term is 1. What should I write?
0.
0.
0, 1. 1, B2.
1. B2. B1, B2, B3 is assumed to be known. It is an element in the sorry, R3. It is assumed to be known. We are not going to investigate B1, B2, B3. It is some element in R3. Right. Now I will implement the Gauss elimination method and I will just check under which condition it is going to be no solution. It is going to give me no solution. No solution only will come when this all term is 0 and this is not 0. So I can see one transformation. R1 plus R2. R3 tends to R3 minus R1 plus R2. You do that. R3 tends to R1, R3 minus R1 plus R2. R3 minus R1 plus R2. Okay. Now what are you going to get? You are going to get, I will write with a red pen. I will write with a red pen. Here it is 0. Here it is 0. Here it is 0. And here I will get B3 minus B2, B1 plus B2. Are we getting that? B3 minus B1 plus B2. Can I write?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It means that this system will have a no solution when B3 minus B1 plus B2 is not equal to 0. Correct? But the system will have a solution when B3 minus B1 plus B2 is equal to 0. Are you getting my point or not? This system, whatever you have defined for spanning set, will have a solution only when B3 minus B1 plus B2 is equal to 0. So it means B3, you should have a vectors. This can be the spanning set only for those vectors where B1, B3 is defined as B1 plus B2. So I should have, it cannot be the spanning set for whole R3. But yes, if you have a set of vectors B1, B2, B3 in which B3 is defined as B1 plus B2, then it can be the spanning set. Okay, now let us see the procedure here. They have taken this one. This is one of the methodology. They have taken the A coefficient matrix and they check that the determinant is 0. So that's what same thing I did. I just evaluated the rank here. Rank is 2, which is giving you the no solution condition because B3 can never be 0 always. B3 can be 0 in some cases, some specific choice. So that's what I made a statement that it will not be the spanning set for whole R3. But yes, if you have a set of vectors where B3 is taking and elements as B1 plus B2, then it can be the spanning set. So that is what you have written here. What is that you have written here is that span the vector space R3. But it is not at all spanning the vector space, right? So you can write, so V1, V2, V3 do not span R3. So this is one of the condition you can check, or either you can check this way or you can check that way. I used to check this way every time. Okay, determinant will club two conditions actually, not only one conditions, but even though if you are checking determinant, it is correct. Okay, understood?
Excuse me.
Okay. Huh?
Ma'am, in the augmented matrix we got zeros, no, ma'am.
Yes, speak louder.
Ma'am, in the augmented matrix we got zeros, no, ma'am.
If the augmented matrix is,
The last element, the last row of augmented matrix we got zero, no, ma'am.
oh yes, yes,
So then it should not be no solutions. It should not be solutions, no, ma'am. No solution, no, ma'am. It is.
it should have no solution.
Yes, ma'am. But
Uh,
it is not
But it
showing.
can have a solution. See, Adi, we have what I did is I have written here that it will have no solution, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what else I can do? Yeah, I said these are all zero. So rank of A is less than the rank of augmented matrix. Whenever augmented matrix will have a greater rank, it will not have a solution. But B1, B2, B3, we know that it is from R3. It can take any value, right? So I can get, I have to implement here also the transformation. So here when you implement a transformation, you are getting B3 minus B1 plus B2. So B3 minus B, this can have a solution only if B3 minus B1 plus B2 is 0. Since we don't know B1, B2, B3, we cannot feed any value here. But we know that they are all reals. So if B3 minus B1 plus B2 is 0, then B3 is equal to B1 plus B2.
Ma'am, then infinite solutions will come, no, ma'am.
Infinitely many solutions will come. It means system will have a solution, na?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, but in the answer they are showing that it is not spanning, no, ma'am. We are getting
It
answer
is
B1,
not
B3.
spanning. Why? Because this term, this term will be zero. This system will have a solution only if B3 minus B1 plus B2 is 0, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
It means that in R3, listen carefully, in R3, if this can be the spanning set only if you are taking an element B1, B2 and B3 you have taken as B1 plus B2. Are you getting my point? It is
Yes, ma'am.
not for all. R3, it's a big set. It need not have like this. I can take a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is, yes, it is satisfying this condition. What if I am taking 1, 2, 4? 1, 2, 4 is also from R3, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
But 1 to 4 is
Ma'am,
not satisfying this condition. So it means this V1, V2, V3 cannot be the spanning set for this 1 to 4.
in case both different chemins, ma'am, like B1, B2, B3, three will occur means is it possible, ma'am?
No, it is not possible. B1, B2, B3 if you are taking, then here we are, by checking this condition, matrix condition, we are checking that this system will have only a solution when B3 is equal to B1 plus B2 or B3 minus B1 plus B2 is 0.
That only, ma'am. In case, if you want to get the spanning means, what should be the condition, ma'am? Like,
For
if you want,
spanning means I am given with a set of vectors v1, v2, v3, correct? I can say that this v1, v2, v3 spans R3 if every element in R3 can be written as a linear combination of v1, v2, v3. So that is what I wrote here. You see here, v1 and v2 are the elements. They can be the spanning set for the W only if W contains all the elements which are the linear combinations.
ma'am, so B1, B2, B3 should not depend on each other. Then only we can get spanning, no, ma'am.
V1, V2, V3 should not depend on each other. Then only we can get spanning.
B1, B2, B3, ma'am. Like B1, B2, B3 individually, if they come means we can say that it is spanning. If we depend it like
Yeah.
B3 depend on
Yes.
B1,
Yes.
B2.
Yes.
Oh,
Because of the restriction that they are asking for R3. If they confined our R3 set, R3 is a big set. It can have any nature of element, right? They are asking about whole R3. If the some subspace also, if they would have asked, then yes. But they are asking for whole R3 and R3 cannot restrict the nature, right? It is a big set. Got it? Yes. Is this clear? Or
Yes,
you have
ma'am.
any doubt else?
No.
Speak louder.
Yes, ma'am. Clear, ma'am.
Clear. I cannot hear. That is the reason I'm asking.
There is a glitch in my mic, ma'am. Sorry for that.
Huh?
There is a glitch in my mic, ma'am. Sorry for that.
No problem. But you speak louder. Everybody. Okay. Let us come to the next question. Is done. Now the theorem 5 point, these results you have to keep in mind. If S is a vector, you just see S is a set with V1 to VR. S dash is a set with W1 to WR. These are the two sets in V, correct? Then span, they have same number of elements. This also has R elements and this also has R elements. Then the span V1, V2, VR is equal to span W1, W2, WR. What is that span? It means that there is some set W which contains the linear combination of V1, V2, V3, so on, VR, and there is a some other set A and B which contains all the linear combinations of W1 to WR. So they are equal. What, under what condition? There is if and only if condition. If and only if each vector in S is a linear combination of in S dash and each vector in S dash is a linear combination of these S. It means that their span will be equal when every element in S is a linear combination of S dash and every element in S dash is a linear combination of S. So W1 is nothing but K1V1 plus K2V2 plus, then only we can say that there is a span and these span will be equal. Okay. So please remember this condition, under what conditions the two spans will be equal, when they are linear combinations of each other. Now this is the another question. The same procedure, V1, V2 and V3. It's given, span is given. Okay. Let us make a choice for B vector in R3. Take B element in R3. Okay, with the components B1, B2, B3. These are the components B1, B2, B3. Make frame the system of equations. Form the augmented matrix. Simplify it. The determinant method is quite simple. Simplify it. If the determinant is 0, then you can say that not spanning. If it is not 0, then definitely the rank of A and augmented matrix, they are same. Okay. Rank of A and augmented matrix is same. So the system will have a solution. So if the system will have a solution, then we can say that it will span. If system will have no solution, then we will say that it doesn't span. If system will have a solution, there can be two cases, either unique or infinitely many. Then it will span. So there are two conditions. Okay. Next is, I hope whatever we have done is understood to all of you. This question, any doubt? Okay, so the repetition of same mathematical procedure in the next problem. Again spanning R3. Okay, we are given with few set of vectors V1, V2 and V3. Okay, and then you need to check whether it will span or not. So please check with determinant. If you are comfortable, just write that your determinant should be correct. Okay, or frame the system of equations and write the rank of augmented matrix. Hardly determinant or the augmented matrix will take a time. It takes very less time. And then you can say that whether it will span or not. So again, set of vectors is given. You are given with 4 vectors now with 3 components. So definitely, I think here the system will have infinitely many solutions. Just check. The rank is 3 and number of unknowns are 4 here itself. No, rank is 1 and number of unknowns are 4. So rank is 1, so finitely inconsistent. Here something like this, inconsistent. Okay, okay. So again, no solution case arised. Usually we used to say, no, the system number of equations are less, and so we have to again find out. And here the system will have no solution. Okay. And the reason you can see it's here in front of you. We implemented some transformations. Stick to one method. Better to stick to this method only. Write the augmented matrix. Here determinant is not at all possible, no? So write the augmented matrix and then check. So when we check, applying the transformations, we are getting one redundant row again. So we are getting rank to be 2, unknowns are 4. But again, one more condition we are getting onto the non-zero vectors. This rank is 2 and rank of augmented matrix is greater than the rank of A. So rank of augmented matrix is 3. So whenever it is greater, no solution will come. Whenever you are getting for augmented matrix rank to be more, it will have no solution. Okay. Like this, we have an exercises, and I hope all of you will try. Yes. It's quite simple. This cos 2x can be written as a linear combination of this. Yes, there is a trigonometrical identity. This cannot be written. We can't write because it's algebraic and it is trigonometric. You cannot write it. Then yes, this can be written f plus g. This cannot be written. Yeah.
Ma'am, the B1 we can write like cos square x plus sin square x plus 2 plus x square. No, ma'am.
Which one? B.
B,
Cos
ma'am.
square x plus sin square x plus
2 plus x square.
No, no, no. You have to x square is already there, na? So you cannot write.
Ma'am, means
You
like
have
we
to
can
write only in the linear combination of f and g. You should write c1f plus c1f plus c2g.
that one we can write it as cos square theta plus sin square theta.
c1f plus c2g. Just write c1 as 1 and c2 as 1. That's what you said, right? And then again you are adding some more function. Plus 2 plus x square. What is that? You should multiply some scalars to the sin square theta and cos square theta to get this. Do you have any scalars which you can multiply and get this 3 plus x square?
No, ma'am.
That's what I'm telling.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Same here for spanning P2. P2 means it will have a spanning vectors as 1x x square. So just means they are telling that P1, P2, P3, P4, whether it will span P2 or not. So when you are asking for P2, you should have a maximum power as x square. That is how we have assumed any polynomial in P2. And then any polynomial in P2, you can write it as a linear combination of P1, P2, P3, P4. So that is what you have written. Multiply, equate, and then you will get this system of equation. So this system of equation again transform to the matrix. Transforming it to the matrix, you are going to get this. And then you will get a solution. It is saying that it will not span. Again, why? You can see here. This is the case for no solution because augmented matrix is having a rank 3 which is greater than the rank of coefficient matrix. Is this clear? Is spanning clear?
Ma'am, how we got that augmented matrix, ma'am? I mean,
This system of equation should be converted to the augmented matrix. You just write the coefficients here. 1, 3, 5, minus 2. First row. Along with right side A0. second row, -1. They would have reduced it. This is being reduced actually. This is the reduced form. Your matrix actually is this. 1, 3, 5, -2. And then you have here A0. Next is -1, 1, -1, -2. And you have A1. Next is 2, 0, 4, D. And then you have A2 here. So this is my augmented matrix. Now I should implement the Gauss elimination method, taking this as my pivot element.
Ma'am, actually in the previous problems we done like in the rows, no, ma'am, but here we are doing in the columns, ma'am. Each equation.
No, where it is done? I don't know. It's from the book. I don't know. But I used to take system of linear equations in this way. Where it is done, let me check. Maybe did for determinant they would have done. No, here system of equation is not written. Na? These vector will come as a column vector.
But in the previous problems, ma'am, like span R3, you told like in the
See
rows
here,
like.
this is the system of equation. Don't get confused. When you are writing system of equation and converting it to the matrix form, it will be like this only. Just go up. This is all vectors. The system of equation is not written. Go up where the system of equation is written. System of equation should be given like that. So that only. You can see here 3. You just put 3, 1, 4. 2 -3 5, 5 -2 9, 1 4 -1, and add all. You will get 3v1 plus 2v2 plus 5v3 plus 1v4 is equal to b1. So 3 2 5 1 first vector, or else the vectors will be appear like that. Okay, and if you want to directly write from the vectors, all vectors should be given as in column vectors. Either you write system of equations and then you write the this augmented matrix, or the vectors whatever is given, keep that as in column vectors. That is how it is done. When you are writing from the system of equation matrix, you see here also 2 0 0 C1 in equal to B1, 2 0 0 201 B2, 231 C2. This is how we convert. There is no confusion in this. How to transform the system of equation into the matrix, this is how we do. Done? So this is your homework. I hope you would have done it. Any doubt can be asked. So this is completed today's. Now we have to come to the next topic. I will go a little fast for that because we have done concept. This is linearly dependence and independence. Basis also. The spanning and linearly independence is done now. Then basis is also done. Because in basis definition, we have these two concepts to check. So any set can be said as a basis. This word was used when the set of elements are linearly independent and they span. So let us come to the linearly independent. Last time I told you the same thing you are going to see here. If you have a set of vectors v1, v2, so on, vr, it is a non-empty set of vectors, then the vector equation, same thing. Now the earlier we had a row vectors, now we have a vector here. Vector equation k1 v1 plus k2 v2 plus so on kr vr is equal to 0. Okay. Has at least one solution, namely all constants you see k1, k2, so on, kr is 0. And you can say linearly independent if k1, k2, kr, so on is 0. Then we can say that the S is linearly independent. Otherwise, if it has non-zero solution, then we say that it is linearly dependent. Understood? This definition is seen earlier. We have this linear combination and we were saying that all elements are only 0, then it is independent. And if there exists non-zero solution, then it is dependent. Are you able to recall it? Yes. Speak louder if you are speaking. We did this now. I, J, K. They are linearly independent. Why? Because their components, you see, one, you cannot extend I to get J. You cannot extend linearly independent means in the fashion of line if you are able to extend and get the another vector, but we are not actually. Okay, so that is why they are linearly independent. And mathematically, how we are writing that? Mathematically, we are writing in the terms of this linear combination. If K1V1 plus K2V2 plus KRVR is equal to 0, then it is linearly independent. Only if K1, K2, so on, KR, this is all 0. Otherwise, if there is a non-zero solution, then it will be linearly dependent. So these are the set of vectors as an example. One, they have given V1, V2, so on, VR. There are 4 entries for these 3 vectors. You have the elements from R4. Okay, and they are saying that check whether it is a linearly dependent or independent. So what we have to done? We have to write C1V1 or K1V1 plus K2V2 plus K3V3 equal to 0 and get the equation. You are going to get here like this. Somebody has to take the picture of this so that I can go to the board, because here I cannot write. Okay, I'm going to the board now. So now I have a vector K1 into what vector? Is this a vector?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Plus K2. Convert this combination into the system of equation. K2 into what? Huh?
1, 2, 5, -1.
Good. 1, 2, 5, -1. 1, 2, 5, -1. What about the third vector? K3 into
7, -1, 5,
good. 7, -1, 5,
8.
8. And all these should be equal to 0. Correct. So when we are adding it up all, how to add, you know it very well. When we are adding it up all, my first equation is 2K1.
And one more is there, ma'am. V4 is also there, I guess.
K4 is also there. No, V1, V2, V3.
So sorry, ma'am.
Oh. 2K1 plus, I am writing only first equation. All other equations you can write in the similar fashion. I am adding first slot element to get the first equation. 2K1 plus K2 plus 7K3 is equal to 0. 7K3 is equal to 0. Okay. And second you can have here as minus K1. Yeah. So I will write now I will transform. I will get only coefficient matrix. In the case of linearly dependent independent, only A will exist. Whereas spanning, it will have augmented matrix. So I am putting all these coefficients in the as a row 2, 1, 7. Same way the second slot element will be the second row element. -1, 2, -1. The third slot element will be the third row. To 0, 5 and 5. And the last slot element will be the 3, -1 and 8. Sorry, 3, -1 and 8. So this is what I have. I got 4 elements. What I do is, for my simplicity, I will exchange the rows, because I'll get -1, no? So after exchanging R2 and R3 is exchanged, I will get -1, 2, -1. This is my first row. Second row, when you multiply with 2 and add here, you are going to get 0. Multiply with 2 and add. Multiply with 2 and add, you will get 4. Multiply with 2 and add. What is this? How come 5 has appeared here? That's correct, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
add, multiply 2 and add. Multiply 2 and add, you will get 13 here. So this is as it is fine, 0, 5 and 5. And the last is multiply 3 and add. Multiply 3 and add. Multiply 3 and add. So these two rows are same, but rank is 3. Rank is 3. Correct? Rank is 3 only.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if the rank is 3, then what will be K1, K2, K3? It will be only 0. Will it be 0 or not?
Yes, ma'am.
So it will be 0 then. What else we will get? We can say the rank is 3. Entries are 0. So it is linearly independent. Okay, so next is they have written the linear combination here, correct? Now you have another example as IJK. I'll give some homework. Again, I will post this slide linearly independent. You have to check in the similar fashion. And this is for nth element, okay, elements from Rn. Then you check for this vectors v1, v2, v3, you need to check whether it is linearly dependent or independent set, the similar fashion. These are all the questions from your book. Again, you have to check whether for the polynomial, this is the linearly independent set. So when we will study basis, we'll say that it is a basis also. So this is what you have. Next theorem, a set with the 2 or more vectors is linearly dependent if and only if at least one vector is expressible as a linear combination of the other vectors. These are simple results. Please read this. I have given these results in the previous class. If you are not able to, then in the next class it will be done. Okay, so these are the few questions which you have to take up. This was done in the last class, if you remember. Okay, so these results, please take it up. Only 4 results you have to read, and any doubt if you are getting from linear dependent independent, you can ask me. I am posting the slides today. Okay, this is completely on to linearly dependent and independent. So few questions are sufficient to do in the class. So chapter 5, I mean this section I am going to post today, and all of you have to complete this. And if there is any doubt, you're most welcome. Don't hesitate. You can ask me every time, anytime. You just post whenever I'll see your this one message. I will try to give in time. Otherwise, you just wait. I will post it. Okay. Thank you all.
Ma'am,
Yes.
what is the syllabus for next week, please, ma'am?
5.3, 5.1 and 5.2, and before that, whatever the system of equations we have done now, the basics, the review, that only.
Also, when do we have our quiz, ma'am?
I see Monday they are telling they all have so much of test, so I am planning to keep it on Friday.
Okay.
Okay, so please just book that slot for Friday.
Ma'am, eigenvalues will also be asked, ma'am.
Beginning whatever the reviews we have done, Rohan, that all things will be there.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, 5.2 means today syllabus, no, ma'am. Up to what you told.
5.2 is spanning, 5.3 is linearly dependent, independent.
Up to spanning, no, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. Any other doubt? Strength is very less. CRs, please take care. It is 152 only.
Ma'am, please stop the recording, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.